defensive back from Jacksonville, Florida. He's 6'2", 182 pounds. He's kind of another one of those long cornerbacks that, Reed and Venable seem to like, and for good reason, obviously. We've seen what these bigger wide receivers can do against smaller competition. Mike Williams versus Jamarcus King, South Carolina game 2016. We don't want that kind of stuff happening here at Clemson, so we like to recruit these longer corners. He's not a burner, but he's one of the top corners in the class. Obviously, he plays well in press man coverage, really physical. I kind of like those guys that'll throw the receiver off their route, especially the bigger guys who want to just kind of get down and get deep down to the end of the field. It's kind of nice if you can throw off that timing at least just a little bit. His length is going to kind of help him overcome the fact that he doesn't have elite speed. Like I said, he had a kind of a lackluster game in the All-Star games. I think he got beat deep on a pass or something like that. He ended up kind of being downgraded to a 4-star guy. Look, I'm going to trust the coaches on this one. They know what they have. I like his film. I think he'll be developed, and I think he's going to end up kind of like AJ Terrell. And we all know how good he's done, so I'm not worried about it.
This is another guy that when Alan joined the show, he was one of those guys that we did some film on back in May. He committed around that time, and we decided to do some film on him then much like what we're doing now. We're taking a visit back at them because it's National Signing Day this Wednesday, and the big recruiting wrap-up is this Wednesday night. And you can come join us there. We'll be there if you want to come see us. If you're going to be there, the Fort Hill Clemson Club recruiting wrap-up, we're going to be there at the indoor practice facility. A lot of people are saying in chat that they'd like to see us in person at the spring game, and I know Al is going to drag me to the spring game, so I'll make sure to be there too. But I would say the same thing about Fred Davis that you said, kind of echo that, but also say that the same thing that he's still has to work on that we mentioned earlier in the year was his footwork. He seems, when you look at his film in depth, he seems awkward at times. And so, but it's something that I think Brent Venables is excellent at. I remember when Brent Venables got hired, the first thing he said was, well, somebody asked him, they said, how are you going to improve Clemson's tackling? Because if you remember, Al, it was horrible. And he said, I'm not going to improve their tackling at all. I'm going to improve their footwork, and the tackling will come with it. And so I see that being a great spot for a guy like Fred Davis to flourish in the Brent Venables defense. I mean, how many defensive players can't flourish? What defensive players can't flourish in Brent Venables defense?